Mars's road to digital transformation began in 2017. Incoming Chief Digital Officer Sandeep Dadlani set in motion a plan to change the multinational organisation from a consumer packaged goods manufacturer to a broader consumer goods company built on agility, speed and digital movement. The digital roadmap, which endures today, is supported by three main principles: user centricity, data analytics to solve problems, and scaling solutions with automation. And it's underpinned by a stated ambition to leverage technology to dramatically increase the speed of progress, known within Mars as 100x. Automation was introduced wherever possible in Mars's manufacturing facilities and throughout the supply chain to enable its employees, or associates as it refers to them, to concentrate on more fulfilling and valuable tasks. Digital twin technology was also implemented to improve asset life cycles and reliability, while millions of dollars were invested in the digitalization of its HR and finance functions. Looking at the genesis of the digital transformation, Praveen Moturu, VP Chief Enterprise Architect at Mars, says,
3 years ago, Mars wanted to grow its business in double digits. It's a $30 billion company aspiring to be a 60 billion plus company in the next 3 to 5 years. So they stepped back and looked at the transformation, really taking a structured approach where they need digital foundations first to be established to drive the transformation and enable accelerators on the top and eventually drive those digital revenue and digital channels for the consumers.
Feeding this digital engine with game-changing and forward-thinking technologies and solutions is key to ensuring Mars is continually freshening up its product line and improving its systems and processes. With that challenge in mind, Moturu and his team set about creating a culture of innovation through digital transformation sprints.
I think people are the foundational cornerstone, right? I would say the cornerstone of a digital transformation. It's no more a small group of people sitting in one corner driving innovation or driving digital. It's about everybody's charter, everybody's job, and everybody's so excited because we have started engaging everybody on. And most important message is there, what we learned is the availability of training of the new skills for the resources so that they can spend some time in learning new things and driving quality at Mars. That kind of openness and that kind of engagement and encouragement really help the associates to drive the energy and collectively come towards this common mission.
In conjunction with a large-scale digital program, agile working principles were introduced. The particulars of the approach, which is characterized by outputs and goals rather than presenteeism or hours worked, have been practiced for decades. As Agile has proven itself an effective method to keep teams focused on the products or services they want to launch while keeping employees fulfilled and motivated, so its popularity has grown in the organisation. A critically important part of that process has been to encourage and enable rapid experimentation and iteration, a system known inside Mars as test and learn. There is a recognition that consumer behaviour and demands are changing rapidly, one of the many trends accelerated by the pandemic. As such, speedy experimentation and prototyping, which Moturu refers to as rapid innovation cycles, have been implemented.
This whole concept of test and learn is about trying the ideas that you have, trying the needs of the consumers or the end users, keep them engaged in the process from the beginning, and take those ideas and define those North Star opportunities and test them quickly to see which ones and simulate them and understand which ones will go forward, which ones are failing fast, and then we learn from it and reapply the learning to continue the sprints.
There have been a number of these test and learns that have gone through the full process, from a single idea to a fully fledged product or process. Moturu says the approach paid dividends during the pandemic, when harsh lockdown measures meant Mars's sales teams could no longer visit their customers in person.
During the pandemic, the sales teams were not able to go and reach to the retailer to sell them. So we brainstormed with the sales guys in virtually, digitally, and we came up with this idea of creating an app in the WhatsApp application where the retail stores can put their orders right into the WhatsApp application. And then those orders were presented to the sales guys in the back end so that the sales guys, without reaching to the stores, were able to capture the orders real time. And they're able to also track what is the status of the order of their sale and stuff. That one thing really is an opportunity where we prototype really fast and we produced the experience from an end-to-end perspective to the end users, and we got the feedback right then in a very rapid pace, and then moved forward fast on that. That's one thing that where we really disrupted how the retail stores can put orders in without the sales agents being entering into the stores. That's one big thing.
The impact of the pandemic was felt far and wide, with pet owners, or pet parents as they are known within Mars, unable to travel to clinics in the event their animals fell ill or are injured. Understandably, it caused a lot of anxiety for owners who were worried about how they could make sure their pets could be seen.
As the pandemic has got into peaks, the pet parents were not able to take their pets to the clinics because of the social distancing and the constraints of lockdowns. So that's where we introduced the concept of telemedicine, or a virtual care kind of a solution, where we prototyped using our Teams, which is already existing technology and platform, quickly to start engaging the pet parents to have virtual visits with our vets, and that sufficed or survived that cause, and that entered into, hey, we should invest more in telehealth.
As one of the world's leading manufacturers of confectionery, Halloween represents one of the year's major events for Mars. But with much of the world locked down, Halloween 2020 ran the risk of being a washout. Moturu and his team put their heads together to reimagine how Halloween could be celebrated within the confines of the home. The result was Treat Town, a digital platform where users were able to create an account and engage in activities like building and decorating their virtual house, hosting trick-or-treaters. Users were able to purchase virtual candy credits for their Mars brands like M&M's, Snickers, Twix and Skittles to give out to trick-or-treaters in their network via their virtual doors. Candy credits could then be exchanged for real candy online or in store. More than 500,000 people use the platform, and Moturu says the genesis of Treat Town will go on to become an important platform for Mars, with the company looking at how it can roll out virtual experiences on other significant events, such as Christmas, Easter and Mother's Day.
So that's the power of doing a test and learn or an experimentation. Learn fast with the consumer experience, build something as a prototype and as a minimum viable product, and then move it into scaling across the globe is what the success means to us as we are evolving into the digital ventures to really monetization, or you can talk about digital products and digital experiences.
Of course, not every idea will prove to be a home run, but Mars has a clear philosophy that if its teams fail, then they fail fast, and that ultimately all of the work and experimentation carried out will prove to be a net gain for the organisation by learning from the failure and applying continuous improvement sprints.
The reason why digital ventures is important is it requires the right skills, it requires the right people, the right mindset, the right culture to be able to be bold, to be engaging consumers, to also brainstorm out of box thinking, where we can bring new ideas, new North Star opportunities and challenge in a very positive way. It's a continuous evolving sprints, and it's like a marathon of sprints, I would call. So that's why this digital ventures is continuous, ongoing, and as we see a lot of these test and learns or experimentations being successful, we can pick them and then drive them to scale, versus if we fail fast, we'll put those learnings and mature the next sprints so that we can see how we can take those learnings into action. You apply all your learnings of your failure and learnings of your success as well, and see how you need to shape it into a digital product or a digital service. Eventually you're getting into addressing the right needs and the right problems. So I would be fairly positive to say most of these ventures would try to do value outcome.
When prototyping new products, platforms and services, Mars often partners with its technology partners, with multinational consultancy giant Cognizant playing a key role in the ideations and success of the WhatsApp ordering and telehealth platform to enable pet wonders to liaise with vets remotely.
Cognizant has these resources that they invest as part of our innovation investment and as part of our test and learns, where we come together in defining the problem, in also understanding what would be a good solution, and doing that prototyping and going through the minimum viable product before we can go and invest in a large program or a project.
On a wider level, Mars wanted to get a better understanding of what was happening in the broader industry and enlisted the help of Cognizant, a move that has paid off handsomely.
When we define a trend or a problem laid out in front of Cognizant would look at all their vertical, horizontal industry solutions, and they would look at which solution would be more relevant, which case studies, which game changers they need to bring to the table. And they would be helping us to rather provoke also to say, hey, X is doing this, Y is doing this, industry is leading us in this way. How do we bring that leadership to Mars solutions? So that's why it's bringing a lot of the industry experience and industry case studies to us, so that we combine it along with other inputs that we get as part of the hackathon, and then we move forward collectively to do some of the pilots and proof of technologies.
Mars has also used its technology partner ecosystem to digitalize its vast factory network and drive efficiencies across the organization through its relationship with Schneider Electric. It is a business relationship that spans more than 2 decades, and one that has evolved over time, with Schneider pivoting from a big grey box manufacturer to a supplier of full technology stacks that are helping Mars better understand and optimize its facilities and derive meaningful data insights from the reams of information it produces.
If you look at most of our manufacturing plants, Schneider is there providing all the different types of solutions. Schneider Electric has been a strong player, helping us to learn and also collaborate on experiences that really matter in terms of digital factories and digitalizing our plants. We are learning and also collaborating on several individual proof of technologies and proof of concepts in terms of industrial Internet of Things, digital factories and digital plants, able to truly understand how Schneider has driven their digital transformation, has driven their digital factories, and take those learnings and lessons and put it back into our experience.
The relationship brings together 2 of the leading global manufacturers, and the 2 have established a culture of collaboration that has proven to be mutually beneficial, according to Moturu.
Schneider is a great leader in its own space of electrical and digital manufacturing support. Versus Mars, we are very much leaders in our manufacturing processes, in manufacturing food and pet food products. So bringing that synergy and experiences together has become a real important thing in how we learn from each other and how we make a difference.
In just a few years, digital sprints has become one of the centerpieces of Mars's digital transformation approach. Looking ahead, Moturu says the organization must continue to listen to the customers and constantly monitor industry trends, so that it's testing, prototyping, and scaling products and technologies that meet the market needs.
The more we constantly listen to our consumers and listen to the market game changers and listen to the needs and observe them, and then start applying this rapid experimentation, rapid innovation as a continuous cycle and scale, is what can help us protect and what is really required to be addressed. There may be multiple ways we can solve the problem, and these iterations will help us to do continuous improvement and also drive game-changing products, digital solutions out in the market. I think this concept of digital ventures, concept of bringing everybody on and making sure everybody is part of this journey is very important.